This is I Make Beats, and welcome to the channel. Hang out with me today. I got a special guest, the Digitakt 2 sample mangler modulator. Just roll the intro.
I got plenty moves. It's that 94. This my shit, my nigga. Drippy down. Six pack out the stove. I put diamonds on my wish list.
So yeah, this video is sponsored by Z-Sounds. They sent out the Digitakt 2 for this review. They do not get to see the video before it's released, nor do they have any say over the video content. Shout out to Z-Sounds. They are awesome. They make it possible for all the gear reviews that you've seen on this channel. If you guys are interested in studio gear and equipment, check the links in the description. There'll be more on Z-Sounds later. But yeah, this Digitakt, let me back up a little bit, because when the Digitakt was first released, I really wasn't impressed with it. Another 8-track sequencer. It had a lot of, limitations, and all gear does. But when I saw the Digitakt 2 and it had 16 tracks, I was like, maybe this might be the one. So anyways, without further ado, let's check out the Digitakt 2. I'm excited. Roll it. All right, so here we are. We are in it now. We got the Digitakt 2. I am really excited about this sampler, sequencer, mangler. It has blown me away. The first thing that I did once I took this out the box, of course, I surprisingly updated it to the newest firmware. It just came out 2 weeks ago, and they already have an update, which was surprising to me. So I went ahead and updated it to the 1.01 alpha. And following that, the first thing I did was, I had to get my sample library on here. Your initial first dump, when you first connect it up and you start putting samples on there, it could take a little bit. But I can honestly say after about 3 hours, and this wasn't consecutive, it was like, maybe an hour here, then I came back and did another hour here. But overall, I've put over 4,000 samples on this Digitakt, and I still have 88% of the internal space free. So I got more samples than I can shake a stick at, and I just love the way the Digitakt reacts with one shots and drum breaks. And so what I ended up doing is I created a few projects. This first project that's loaded now, it's called the Dark Project, and I created my own drum pattern. So after creating that little 4-bar drum pattern, I started to explore. The Digitakt comes with a huge library in the factory folder. Let me bring this up here. So this sample that's highlighted, it's actually a drum break, and it comes inside of the Digitakt. If I go back, it's in the melodic under drum loops in the factory folder. So if you guys are curious where I got that drum break that I'm going to play here, the BPM of this drum break is 80, but my project is 83. So right off the top, I got an opportunity to check out the new machine, the stretch machine. So I'll play the tempo. I'll play the drum break now so you can hear the tempo, and then I'll play the drum break again that I have on track 5 so you can hear that it's been sped up using the stretch. Ways of supporting. You showing up every time I release a new video is greatly appreciated, so thanks for that. You can always drop a comment to get a discussion going. I also have the I Make Beats store, where you will find gear tutorials, quick step guides, and sample pack expansions. There are also purchase affiliate links in the description, so if you're thinking about scoring new gear, feel free to use the links below
at no extra cost to you. It really does help the channel. And by all means, feel free to just buy me a cup of coffee. The link will be in the description. Cream and sugar, please.
So as you can see, the original sample tempo was slower, but since my project was faster, the stretch machine came right on clutch. I was able to match the sample to the project's BPM, and I ended up with this. Really not sure why, but after I created that kind of bass line synth section, it reminded me of the Rocky 4 movie where Apollo Creed had just died and Rocky was driving in the car. So yeah, I just kind of thought that groove fit right in with that section of the movie. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I thought it fit perfectly. For those of you that are interested in learning how to play all your scales, majors and minors, as well as build chords on each note of the scale, be sure to stop by the I Make Beats store. You'll see the scale and chord chart. This next project that I created is called Test 1, and I took the liberty of borrowing 2 of the bass samples in my bass and drum sample pack. The link is in the description on the I Make Beats store. But here's one of the bass lines. There's a really dope drum break in the It's Christmas sample pack. So this is that drum break. As you can see, I left the fade on there. I think it kind of works well with the drum pattern that I created in the Digitakt. This next project, I called it Them Keys. I took a chord progression, piano chord progression, and a string chord progression in the Gumbo sample pack. Yeah, check that out. Let me let you hear the original piano chord progression, and then I'll play the way I've tweaked it in the Digitakt. I've added some reverb and high pass filters and things of that nature. But so check it out. I want to talk about the keyboard feature that Elektron has added to the Digitakt. I have a sample, a single sample or single note sample on track 9 here. It's a flute. And as long as you know what note that is, yes, and as you can see, maybe you can't see that, but on the screen it's telling me it's a D1. That's the note of that flute. It's D1. So in the keyboard, similar to what the MPC does, any sample that's in the sample pool or editor, however you want to classify it, it's always defaulted to C. Okay, so right now the Digitakt thinks that that D note is a C. So all I have to do is match it. I want to match the note to D. So now it's D. So what's really cool is you can basically map out the keys. It took that single note and it made all the notes above it and all the notes below it. And of course you can go, I think it goes up 4 octaves and it goes down 5 octaves. And of course, based on the mode, you can change the scale to, you know, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, etc., etc.
Well, there you have it. Not your typical video. There's so many Digitakt 2 videos out there now. Future videos, I think, will get a lot better as I continue to explore and learn this awesome sampler. So yeah, I appreciate all of you guys for stopping by. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell so you know when I come out with new content just like this one. Until next time, this is I Make Beats.
Yeah, I might be overdressed, but you can't deny I'm looking fresh. I gotta do me, gotta do